Oh. Oh, hey David. Um, I'm back now. Simon here. Just came here for alongside of you, but just to get in this time for a close right now. Oh, that's a nice shiny bolt. You wouldn't get one of these, would you? Hopefully, it doesn't really matter what all these people were doing all the time. So yeah. So Dave, how's things? It's going good now, Simon. Um, just keep on checking, just to double check if it's still, because I've got a lot of few depths that it's very particular, but I'm absolutely busy for a while, but just to get in this initializing cases, but all the cases haven't been confirmed of any other particular resistance. So I now know there is something going on with the other hand, but not on the right-handed, but nothing else. Not just the other times I was speaking for. So in that case, I have just downloaded the pictures of the depth files that I've just sent over the internet. Yeah. So hopefully I've just to make a just making new policies for the whole reason. So Simon, how can I do for you? So how can I help you? Or how can I assist you? Is there anything you want to tell me about it? Or are you just sitting here or talk to me about it or something? Your choice. Yes, Dave. Before I have to explain or telling you about, maybe I should sit down if I would. So basically, David, I've just want to tell you things about Jason is okay, but he's alright right now. It's because we're just about halfway there to make it a summit. So we didn't know what we are gonna do. Hopefully, we can get our minds up. Just to give you a heads up for a moment. So what we just physically talked about, as we speak. So I have just admitted. I trying to admit anyone else who hadn't make the way things, of course. But there is nothing we can do about what things might gonna happen when it's done. So I now know that there is some kind of problems that I really need your help with. So, well, that's the case. Oh, is that so? Yeah. Hope it is, Dave. When I came up with the other hand, I knew that there is some kind of a maneuverability, not to give themselves up as a deneutralizing the initial systems. So once again, but we didn't know what's happening over the last few weeks. So I came alongside as a welcoming, overwhelming seizures, but there is some kind of problems. There's some kind of problems as I speak. Clearly it doesn't really matter what it takes to live in. So we don't get to know each other. So as we're waiting for it to make the ways to change, not to change anything defaults. Because I don't think we never know what it happens. So like, if we get into this place for now on, but we should never know what we are gonna do. So basically, Dave, all I need to do now is I need to take the videos of all the evidence. So you've already checked the cameras, and you're just recording it in the last 10 minutes. But for some reason, Dave, if it's not on particular ways that we always do, because we do not know what we are going to do, because we don't need to deal with it. So I'm just going to tell you things about Jason, about where he was working for or what his occupation. He is undercover and an agency because he was the only one who'd be in the agency. He used to be an agent, so basically he was actually been involved to make everything what he wants to do. When he gets in his charge, he has to take his charge for a whole reason. So for now, I knew Jason is actually undercover, otherwise occupied. But for now on, he was occupied for his attorney. Well, his attorney, of course, like any of his attorney, it may not notice that it's not a novice, but for some reason, I knew there was some problems with the maneuverability or any kind of acts of socials, but not to maintain their course. So we know it's particular true whatsoever. So I now know there isn't a place. So I now know this is the only place that we've seen. So what I'm just trying to do now is to solve the problem that it does not comply with any other particulars, that it is unfair that any of these people weren't doing it. They wouldn't do that as they wish for. So yeah, Jason's actually undercover actually, David. You didn't notice him, do you? For now on, Simon, I knew Jason's actually undercover. When I take care of him, taking care of Jason will keep him safe. So I now know this is going to happen to you when it's done. So I now know might be a true ending, making a part of the season. But some of the cases, they not do anything what they have to do, but you do what you have to do for the next level. So what you always had to do now is not to get involved to anybody else who has been involved to you. But it's your present. In your presence. But in your presence, in your mind. Because they were involved to your presence. But in your presence, they have to check your souls and your life. Your soul, your life, and your presence. But the other things that you always get involved, not to get involved to anyone, but please don't get involved while you're doing this all the time. So if you get this wrong done, so you have to get into the next fight. So you're on your next lesson for today, but it is right now, but we had to make our own minds to decisions. So what we had to do now, Simon, is we had to not to get involved, not to be devious, but we always keeping our presence shielded. So keep ourselves in mind, would you? Right, Simon, I'm about to be busy right now with my depth data, so you can leave right now before you just take everything what you need, okay? Have a good day, okay? Good evening. Okay, Dave, I won't let you down.